Hey coin collectors, and welcome to the DC Coin World International coin channel. And we're finally getting to do another Australia coin, and it is the 1955 Australian penny, and here it is right here on the right. This is a pretty worn out one, and so we're not going to be able to show you all the details, so we'll show you a newer coin to kind of go through the details. But I wanted to put the 1955 and the 1964 together here because this is the first and last of these Queen Elizabeth issues for this particular issue. So let's talk about what that would mean. All right. So in 1953, Queen Elizabeth II took the throne. And when she took the throne, a new coin came out in Australia, and that was the 1953 Australian penny. Well, the 1953 Australian penny only came out in that 1 year, but it kind of carried over to 1954. They took the same back that had been on her father's coin, the jumping kangaroo from George Kruger Gray, and there's a KG there, and they put it on Queen Elizabeth's 1953 coin, but they also put different headings on the coin, I guess you call it. So with this one right here, this is the 1955, it says Elizabeth II, Dea Gratia, by the grace of God, Regina, Queen in F.D. Defender of the Faith, and then there's the cross-like thing at the top. This is a Mary Gillick, the first portrait of Queen Elizabeth II when she was 29 years old, right after she had taken the throne. Now, in the 1953 coin, they don't have the FD, and that's the difference. So if you're looking at the 1953 coin, there's no FD on there for it just has everything that's here except for the FD. And so when that was essentially the coronation issue, let's call it that. So that was 1953 and 1954. In 1955, they came out with this coin, and it's pretty much the same coin except it has the FD on it. But they didn't make many of them. They made 6.336 million of these. So this is probably worth between $1 and $3 in this condition. When I said it's kind of worn out, what would be on there that you can't see now? Well, one of the things, of course, would be these dots. If we look at this 64, we see that this is a beaded outer rim. On this coin right here, you can't even really see the beads on the outer rim, can you? It almost looks like a different coin altogether. And this coin is much more worn than this one here. And also, if we tip it over, we see the beaded outer rim on the front. We tip this coin over, and where is that beaded outer rim? It's there, kind of. One of the things you'll see here is this kind of yellowing, and also it looks like there's some lines going across here. Let me tell you what happened here, and please don't do it to your coins. Somebody scrubbed this. Either they put it in a chemical scrub solution, or they scrubbed it themselves. And what that does is takes the patina off the coin, but it also takes the top layer of the coin off sometimes, and that may be responsible for both the coloring here and the wear. So if you put one of these in vinegar in baking soda solution, it'll just eat the coin up sometimes. But people do that to clean them, thinking that they're cleaning them. So what is this? Well, this is the Queen Elizabeth, the Laureate portrait. So she's wearing like a laurel leaf crown here with some ribbons falling out the back. On the back, of course, is the jumping kangaroo. And this was made in two different mints in 1954. It was made in Melbourne and it was made in Perth. How do you tell the difference? You look down here after it says penny. If it has a dot on it, that means it's from the Perth Mint. If it doesn't have a dot on it, that means it's from the Melbourne Mint. And that's how you tell which mint it came from. Melbourne Mint. And that's where they made 6.336 million business strikes, or regular coins. They made 1,200 proof coins. If you can find a 1955 proof coin from Australia, it will have the dot, but it's a proof coin. It'll look way different than this. It'll be shiny and beautiful. It'll be actually polished different. That's worth a lot of money. Now, what about at the Perth Mint? How many did they make? They made 11.1 million, so about twice as many as the Perth Mint. And they also made a 300 of the proof pennies with a dot after the penny. So in essence, if you're looking for these, look for the dot and see whether it's Melbourne or Perth. And if you can find that, then you can identify the coins pretty much every time. All right, so in 1955, they made a bunch of them. Not a lot, though. 6.336 million at Melbourne. The next year, 1956, they made about 26 million. So they made a lot more than next year, and they kind of got rolling from there. But the last year they made them was 1964, and they're getting ready to go to the small penny. And actually, we have a small penny here. This is the 66, first year of the small pennies. And look at the difference in size here. A little bit different. Queen Elizabeth. This, of course, is the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, the second portrait. And then look who's on the back. So this is the Australian small penny that came out in 66. This is the last of the large pennies from 64. And in 1964, they made 54.6 million at Perth and 49 million at Melbourne. And so